This is the AI and New Tech podcast. XAI has just released Grok 3. So this is CNBC's press release or press report about it. So we're going to be reacting to that press report. But having said that,
Elon Musk's XAI releases its latest AI model.
Hey, Grok, what's up?
Can you hear me? I'm so excited to finally meet you. I can't wait to chat and learn more about each other. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, let's bring in Steve Kovac. He's got more for us. They're saying it's equal, if not better than some of the existing models out there, Steve. What do we know so far?
Yeah, that's right. And this is based on one of these websites, David, that tried to gauge the responses of all these different AI models. And every time one of these companies comes out with one, I'll just say they're the best until 2 weeks later, until the next company comes out with the one that performs even better. I mean,
that's absolutely correct. At this point, every single time one person says their AI model is the best, just give it like 2-3 weeks. Somebody else is going to release something even better. So remember a couple of weeks ago? Do you remember a couple of weeks ago? DeepSeek was the talk of the town. Was on every headline. Companies were losing their stock value. Like there was $1 trillion that was wiped out of the stock market when it comes down to the tech bros or tech companies. So now all of a sudden we've moved past that. Now XAI has released Grok 3. But Grok 3 really has an impressive backstory that he's going to allude to. Then I'm going to go into fully. But Grok 3 really has an impressive story to say the least. So let's continue the news report.
This time, though, Musk is claiming, at least in some early tests, it does perform better. XAI, or Grok 3, rather, the model name, performs better than DeepSeek and ChatGPT and a number of others that we talk about so much. But that feature you just showed, it's not there yet.
So that's worth noting. That's absolutely worth noting right now that apparently Grok 3 and Grok 3 Mini is outperforming Gemini 2 Pro, DeepSeek version 3, Cloud 3.5, and GPT 4.0. So why not GPT 4? That's interesting. If you know why GPT 4 is not there, just put that in the comments. I'd really like to hear your response on that. But having said that, this is really cool. So it outperforms them in mathematics, science, coding. So that's really cool stuff. So right now, as of today, I could definitely make that claim, like, because again, the claim, I don't know how much value there is in the claim, but I can make the claim that Grok 3 is the best AI model out there today or this week or next week. But once people like, so Gemini definitely has their own roadmap with Google. The other guys, ChatGPT, OpenAI has their own roadmap with ChatGPT 4.5 set to be coming out in a couple of weeks. Then ChatGPT 5 going to come out in a couple of months. And all those models are definitely going to be smarter than Grok 3 right now. But keeping in mind too that Grok 3 has not reached its full potential yet. So that's another thing you need to keep in mind. So the best experience for Grok 3 right now is on the web browser and not on the actual app. The web browser is the best place for you to experience the full Grok 3. Then also the voice feature is not yet live. So that's another thing that you need to keep in mind in all of this. I think ChatGPT and Gemini have their voice features that are actually voice assistants that are actually live right now. But Grok's voice feature is not yet live. But I think he's going to allude to that in a couple of seconds here.
Yeah, it's stuff we've seen before from ChatGPT and Google and so many other companies that allow you to literally talk to it. That's a feature that's going to be rolling out later, though. And I think that was Elon Musk's voice. I'm not sure. Was it?
On the Grok, you mean?
Yeah, on the Grok. That sounded like his voice.
Did it? I thought I heard him asking it the question, right?
And then I think the response sounded like him too, but maybe not.
Oh man, yeah, that may be a little too much Musk.
So let me chime in on the arguments. I think Musk asked the question, but I don't think he was the one that responded, but it could very well be him that responded. But in my own personal estimation, he was just the one that asked the question, and the response was something else or someone else. So let's go from there. But why not? It could always be him if you wanted it to. So let's chime in here.
No, are we getting to a level, though, where it's going to essentially be commoditized, that there's not going to be that much difference between each of these platforms?
You nailed it. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing. I mean, with the DeepSeek moment a few weeks ago, and just again, every few weeks, we get one of these new models coming out. And the real lesson here is, yes, anyone is able to build these right now. We saw Meta was able to turn around.
So yeah, the real lesson, I wouldn't take that as the real lesson right here. The real lesson I would take personally is the fact that this technology is actually pacing and there's actually competition, but I don't think anybody can build this. Keep in mind that all these companies are all billion-dollar companies. Like, I don't think there's any million-dollar company that's even doing this. Like, Elon is a brand by himself, so his name being attached to a company is already making that company a billion-dollar company in itself. So I don't think, I feel like there are a lot of countries that don't necessarily even have a homegrown AI model. So it feels like it's a lot because of the states, because folks in the states feel like that. But if it's outside the states, I don't think it feels like that. Except apart from China, I don't know if there's any major competition around the world for AI or that's competing with the United States on the AI front. So, but within the United States, yes, the competition is high, and these companies are really doing everything it seems possible to make these AI models in record time. So let's continue.
Around and do it. What Elon Musk did that was so impressive, though, David, is how quickly Grok was able to get off the ground. You've reported on this so many times, that supercomputer cluster built in the Memphis, Tennessee area that was able to just get off the ground and running in just record amount of time. And at the same time, we're seeing Elon Musk talk.
So for that, just a little bit more context. Elon Musk was told that it's going to take anywhere between 18 to 24 months to be able to make to create the data infrastructure, the data housing that he would need to be able to power Grok. And he was able to do that in 100 and something days, 122 days or so. So because if he waited for 18 to 24 months before he's able to build, the data center is built, before he starts to train Grok models, like every other company is going to take over, because now time is of the essence. Time is very important. If you're not working, if you're not creating your model right now and training it right now, somebody else is doing it and they're going to outcompete you in real time. So yeah, that was really, really impressive what they were able to pull off, the folks over at Grok.
About raising money again, where there are some reports about that last week, and it's really becoming this arms race. Who can build out the infrastructure faster than the next guy? We know Elon Musk is also embroiled in that lawsuit with OpenAI and Sam Altman himself about that kind of stuff, and maybe weakening a competitor there. But it's really going to come down to who can make the best product. I'll note right now, though, David, if you look in the App Store, the #1 app is still ChatGPT, but partly from some momentum last night, we have Grok down there you can see it right there at number 10, DeepSeek number 12. So these apps are gaining a lot of popularity in the App Store. That's a signal right now. People are out there and downloading and at least using and trying this stuff.
Right. Yeah. Steve, thank you. Of course,
Thanks,
guys. Steve Kovac. Yeah.
So just a couple of things to note with all of this, right? Just a couple of things to note. One major thing to note in all of this is the fact that Grok is pretty new. XAI is pretty new. So XAI is a pretty new company. So that's something that one needs to keep in mind. And I think he just created XAI in 2023. And now they're already competing with the likes of OpenAI. And granted, those companies are not too old themselves, but this is really, really, really impressive. And so Grok 3 has not yet reached its full potential. The best version of Grok 3 is the web browser version. But my personal take on all of this is this. Because of the AI arms race of sorts, internally within the states and within the United States and externally with other countries, especially like China, one of the things that has happened is this. Nobody is thinking in terms of AI safety anymore. Like Elon used to be the one to champion AI safety, AI ethics. He was the one that always warned about artificial intelligence. But I've not really heard so much of that of late, except maybe I personally haven't heard. Maybe he's talking about it somewhere else. But because of the competition, nobody seems to be talking about AI safety, AI ethics, and all of that, AI alignment. So now, this is where the tire hits the road. Because of the competition, these companies are trying to outdo each other. Now, what are they even competing for? And that's a very, very philosophical question of sorts. Are these companies competing for the best AI products, or are these companies just competing to the point where they're going to get to ASI without even knowing? So, because the smarter and faster and better these models become, the more intelligent they become, the more likely one will become sentient. So think about in terms of the trajectory right here. So it's just a matter of time. Somebody's going to build something that's going to be an artificial general intelligence model without even like overly knowing or overly feeling like they've just done that. So an AGI model is already within arm's reach. So an AGI, so that's an artificial general intelligence model. An artificial super intelligent model is also within arm's reach, because again, I think the difference between Grok 2 and Grok 3 is like 10x. and it's even said to be more than just 10x. So every single model is not just like one. It's not like it's just one jump. It's like almost like a 10x jump between like your iPhone 16 and your iPhone. So think of it like this: between your iPhone 16 and your iPhone 17, there's a 10x technological jump in the model. Think of how much compute power that is, or think of how much GPU power that is. So having said all of that, is interesting times, folks. It's supposed to be scary, but this is not to scare you, but to prepare you for the future, to prepare you for the world that is happening. So check out every single episode of this podcast. I go into length explaining concepts like what artificial intelligence is, what are AI agents, what is AGI in my own personal take. The reason why I do this is because everybody needs to start getting on board, because companies are going to start leveraging this technology. And the more companies start leveraging it, the more you as an individual need to start leveraging it to be able to compete. So let's say there are two companies. One company decides not to use artificial intelligence or care about artificial intelligence. Another company decides to care about artificial intelligence. The company that decides to care is going to definitely outcompete the company that doesn't care about artificial intelligence. Let's talk about just software developers. If you have a software developer that is a human being here and you have an AI here, the AI software developer is going to definitely outcompete the human software developer, because the human needs to take care of their kids, needs to go on vacation, needs to take care of their mother, their parents, needs to do all these things. Why the AI doesn't need to do that? So that's on a company level. On a personal level, on an individual note, the people that adopt artificial intelligence, the people that learn about it, the people that embrace it, the people that put it into their workflow of their daily lives are going to definitely outcompete the people that don't. So think of it like this. One person is applying for a job, right? So they go manually apply for like 20 jobs, while somebody else is using an AI agent to apply for multiple jobs 247. Who's more likely to get a job? Yeah, that's the $1,000,000 question. Hence the reason for this podcast. By the way, my name is Wealth Alabi, and this is the AI and New Tech Podcast. If you've gotten any value from this podcast, from this whole experience, please like, share, hit the subscribe button, and listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. Cheers.